Hello and welcome to the second channel for Tales from the Trip. I'm your host, the Trip Keeper, and on today's video, I'm going to be talking about my mushroom trip that was a fucking amazing time. So, the other day, I took shrooms. I took a gram. I took 1.17. I'll get into it, but I took penis envy, and it was probably the greatest trip of my life. It was definitely overpowering a little bit, but that's what happens with the penis envy. You know, the penis envy gets very, very potent and very strong compared to other brands. You know, not brands, strains, and you know, you got to be very careful with it because it can, you know, if you disrespect it, it will disrespect you back. So as long as you're respectful for it, you know, you'll be fine. But yeah. So I don't want to like go into any preambles again. Like I said, I'm just gonna get into this. So I did take 0.5 of the penis envy. Hate the taste. I always hate the taste of the shrooms. The shrooms always are just like a terrible taste. Some people don't mind the taste, which I'm jealous of. But like, dude, I have to plug my nose and I have to grab a Gatorade or some kind of drink and like just wash it down with it. And then I gotta chew gum after so I don't taste it. Even though like I'll get some back taste in my teeth. It'll get stuck in my teeth or whatever, and it won't be a good time. It really won't. And we're drinking early. It's 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, by the way. I might do more shrooms tonight. I got 0.6 something left, so that would actually make me do it wouldn't make me trip, but it would make me like have a good time. It's only 10:26 in the morning, and I'm on my 4th Miller High Life. I bought ribs, burgers, buffalo wings. I got all what you need today. My family's coming over today, so that'll be a good time. But yeah, no, so I hate the taste, took the 0.5, and I was texting these people from this certain place, and I was going through some funny shit this week, and it was just really funny to me now. Like at first it was kind of like stupid, but now it's just stupid and hilarious to me. So I'm not gonna get into detail with it, but it was definitely fun, and the shrooms definitely make it more absurd, the situation. So yeah, but yeah, this week has been definitely something. Excuse me, but you know, we're getting through it. I've had actually a great fucking week, honestly, compared to other weeks I've had. It's been a pretty fun one. It's just been like very eventful, you know. That's all I could describe it as. It's been very eventful. But I was tripping a little bit. I wasn't even a little bit. The 0.5 actually gets me pretty good, but it doesn't make me like full on trip. It makes me see like visuals and stuff. It makes things breathe, and there's like fractals on the ground and stuff, but it doesn't make me full on like do like what with the full over a gram of penis envy does. So I was tripping a little, but I wanted some more, so I did an actual penis looking mushroom that weighed 0.67 grams. So my total was brought to like 1.17 grams of penis envy, because or maybe it was a little bit more. Maybe it's like 1.21, because I think the first time I did 0.54 or something. So yeah, a little bit. It's at least 1.17 grams, and that's a good dose for a penis envy mushroom. But yeah, no, it looked like a penis, and I put it all in my mouth and do that. That one was even tougher to get down. But yeah. I was on the phone with my friend the whole time. He was actually helping me out. I was listening to music while I was tripping, and then he called me. I was like, oh, I'm kind of like digging this music, but then I answered, and then it ended up being like a really good call. We stayed on the phone for over like 2 hours. Started talking about a bunch of shit. I remember I just kept walking around, going to my bed, just like feeling weightless. I remember telling him like, even though an arm, if you chopped off my arm right now, it would weigh like 30 pounds, maybe 20. I don't know how much an arm weighs, but it would weigh a little bit. But just imagine chopping it off. But like when you feel it towards your body, like it doesn't feel like anything. It feels like weightless, especially on shrooms. Like things feel weightless. I also did shrooms yesterday. I only did 0.35, so it wasn't too much, but yeah. But I was doing that. I just kept on like going up and down in my bed and feeling weightless and shit. It was a lot of fun. And then when I was walking through my house, eventually after the other 0.67 kicked in, my house looked monochromatic. Like it was all dark, but it wasn't dark. It was black and white. It was gray. It was monochromatic. But like my bedroom, I had my space light on, and it was just it's like purple, red, green, blue, like all these different kind of colors. So like everything, just imagine your house being just black and white. Just imagine like, let's say the Wizard of Oz wasn't sepia, but it was black and white, but then when she enters the actual like Emerald City area, not the Emerald City area, but like the Munchkin Land. When she enters Munchkin Land, that's what it looked like when I entered into that. That's probably the best way to describe it. I just thought of that on top of my head right now. So yeah, my bedroom looked like Munchkin Land a little bit. Not like actually it didn't look like there's munchkins going around, but the colorness of it compared to the sepia tone. It wasn't sepia, it was black and white, monochromatic. So that was really cool to see. And it was funny because I just kept walking around my house talking to my friend the whole time. This is my best friend. This is the one I trip with, Anthony. Before we trip a lot now. And I actually ended up getting 5,000 steps for the day, like 5,200 steps, and that's a lot for a day off because I usually get like 20 to 23,000 steps per day on my mailman route. But like on my days off, I usually just work on my YouTube, so I'm not getting as many steps. And when I do walk, I'm not even carrying my phone, so I'm not getting that many. But like I had my phone in my hand, and I was walking around. I ended up getting 5,200 steps, maybe a little bit more after that. The last time I checked, but yeah. So that was something. Just to, dude, I just kept walking. I just kept walking around, dude. It was insane. It was just kept on walking through doors and everything. And then when I was walking through these doors, I started talking about The Sopranos or Breaking Bad, how The Sopranos is like Kendrick Lamar. It's a lot deeper. But Drake is like the better entertainer in the sense of that, like he has more views, he gets more popularity, and that's Breaking Bad. And I went in this whole, spiel about how Sopranos is just the better, deeper show, but Breaking Bad is still a great show, but it's just not as deep. It's just really entertaining for normal audiences. But that doesn't make it any worse than what we think it is. That's my second favorite show of all time, of course, now. But it's just not as deep as The Sopranos, and that's why with Kendrick Lamar, with his lyrics, like he's a lot deeper with it. Drake, he's just like front level with it, and he doesn't try. I don't think he tries to present himself in a way where he can actually like be deep with it. Like I think his older music was a lot better. He had some better songs, but now, like the past couple years, like it's just been not as good, but it's still been entertaining enough where people will make him like the highest rapper seller of all time. So yeah, that's how I compared it. Sopranos is deep, Kendrick Lamar is deep, Breaking Bad, entertaining show, great show, but it's not deep. Breaking Bad just shows everything on the entrance level, and that's the problem I had with it. There's a couple scenes where it was deep, but compared to The Sopranos, it's not even a comparison, dude. It's so, yeah, like I just wanted to say that because it was pissing me off. I told my friend, I'm like, dude, people who have never even watched The Sopranos, they speak on it after seeing Breaking Bad. They're like, well, how can Sopranos be better than that? Well, maybe you should watch it first before you even fucking say anything, But if you've seen it and you think Breaking Bad is better, like, I'm not going to change your opinion or anything if you think that, but, like, just give it a rewatch or something maybe. But, like, yeah, no, it's just, like, I like being able to think about shows. Like Breaking Bad, there's nothing to think about. Everything that happened in that show happened for a reason. There's like, you don't have any questions afterward. Maybe a little, but they get answered in the El Camino and Better Call Saul. So like there's no anything. But like with Sopranos, like there's so many open-ended questions that you just never get, and it's just so fun to speculate about. That's what I love about that show. But yeah, don't want to go too long on the Sopranos. But yeah, no, if you haven't seen it already, watch it, please. It is the best show ever. Like you'll be invested by the first episode for sure. Especially if you're already into mafia stuff. But I think you have to be somewhat interested in mafia to enjoy the first season, but like if you're not, it's still okay. But by the second on, it gets to the point where it's not even a mafia show. It's just like an actual. But like the first season is I think it just tried to get too many influences from Goodfellas and Godfather and stuff. So yeah, it's a big difference compared to the rest of the seasons. But yeah, and then when I was walking in the trip, I was walking to my door. When I kept walking back and forth, the door was coming at me. Like it looked like. You ever, in Coraline, when Coraline was walking through, when she was escaping the other mother, the final trap, and the door was coming closer to her, that's what it looked like to me. If you guys have seen that movie, that's what it looked like when she was going through the door, and she had to close it really quickly, but the door was like closely approaching her, like really, really close. So that's exactly what was happening. It wasn't like as aggressive as that, but it was still like, as I was walking, it was just like boom, 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 coming at me. And also, I wrote a little outline here, so that's why I'm trying to, like, I don't want to miss anything that could have happened. But I also saw the matrix symbols on my phone, and on my fingers and hands, and with the nanobots. And I started looking at the matrix symbols, and it was just looked like really, really cool. Like watching a video of it's like a background playing, and yeah, just all those Chinese letters or numbers or whatever. I forgot what the matrix was, but yeah, no, just seeing all that's what I see a lot of the time when I'm on mushrooms, which is really crazy. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Everything was a lot of fun. I literally only had like 5 seconds of a negative thought, and it really just went away after that point, which is like my shortest time ever for a negative thought in a shroom trip. Usually it can last for a while, but not this time. That's why it was my best trip, I think. And my mom's coming over here pretty soon, so I don't know where she's at, but there's a bunny outside, and Ozzy's looking at him. And then I just got a couple more. My phone looked weird. Yeah, every time my phone looked weird. My keyboard, it just like all the letters and stuff look way different than like the normal letters when you're sober. And it just looked really interesting. And then I was just super happy. Like I was just super content with everything. And it was just a good time. And just it was really like it was awesome. I can't wait to get more shrooms. I just don't want to taste it. But also, I guess I'll get into the DMT trip that we had last night. I didn't break through. I didn't even like see too much. I saw like a velvet fractal in the sky, like in the night sky, and I saw a star looking at me. I could tell it was a man. It was a male entity, and it was like its eye. I could see the star was its eye, and it was just staring at me. And I don't know if it was giving me an evil look or not, but it was definitely staring at me. But my friend, the first time he actually had a pretty crazy experience last night was when he said he just had a million thoughts racing all at once, and he just couldn't explain it. And then the second time when he got really like, when he actually started tripping, he said everything just kind of came out, and he was just left by himself, and everything just went whoosh, like out to his side. And he said he just became himself, and he just kept seeing the word enlightenment. He kept hearing it. He just kept saying enlightenment, enlightenment. And I asked him how would he rank DMT, and he said he would rank DMT as not on a scale, because if you don't like it, you're gonna hate it, but if you love it, you're gonna really fucking love it. So yeah, we're getting more. I'm gonna try to break through next time because I was very jealous I didn't. I see, the thing is I don't have weed, so we use wild lettuce, and the one hit I took, it was supposed to be a really good hit, and I ended up having to exhale really quickly because the wild lettuce got in my mouth after it burned, so it burned the side of my cheek, and it's hurting right now. So yeah, that got in there, and I had to blow it out really quickly because I got stunned by it, and yeah. So, but for me personally, I got really chill. Like I got the most calm I've ever gotten, and I also recommend listening to the song "Weightless" by Marconi Union when you trip. Probably on shrooms too, maybe acid. I'm not doing acid ever again, but yeah, I would recommend listening to Weightless by Marconi Union when you're tripping on DMT, because DMT was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do some more. We're getting more breakthrough doses. We're going to do a lot, and next time we'll get weed, so I'm going to smoke weed with it, and we'll see what happens, but you know how I get paranoid with it, so but yeah. That's why I might not like actually do the weed. I might just stick to the wild lettuce, even though it tastes terrible and it's very harsh. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, he probably has more to say. I might get into more into it in another video. But that's about it. That was my shroom trip, and that was the DMT trips from last night. A lot of fun. I recommend shrooms for sure. That's the one drug I only recommend. I literally, that's the only drug I can really recommend to anybody, and that I will say that for harm reduction purposes, it is one of the safest drugs out there. Just don't do a lot of it. You got to be careful. Like I said, you got to be respectful to it, because it won't respect you back if you're not respectful. But yeah. That was my shroom trip on Penis Envy and the DMT trips. I hope you guys have a wonderful 4th, and watch the fireworks, maybe on psychedelics. I think I'm going to do the rest of the Penis Envy. I'm going to watch them on the psychedelics, so on the shrooms. So yeah, that'll be a good time. Yeah, so have a good one.